it, and then I have um, part in a page separate for people to write and reflect on those thoughts that I put in. So that's how the book kind of evolved.
Okay. Yeah. So I noticed, yeah, a couple things. So I noticed, yeah, when I flipped through, I saw that. And so it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of a self-help, self-improvement
Yes.
type of book. And I noticed that there were nice, distinct passages touching on multiple things in each chapter. And I want to tell you that that morning after I came to your book signing,
Uh-huh.
I was telling my mother about it, who was a very spiritual, God-fearing woman. And so she kind of gives things the side eye. She said, "Well, what's the book about? Who is this David?" And I said, "Here, Ma, take a look at the book." And she read it. She read over some of the stuff, and she slowly nodded. She said, "Okay, this is pretty good. This is good stuff." So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and the other interesting thing is that while, as you just said, it seems like it was inspired by your students, there's a lot of this is for adults.
Yeah.
From what I've read. So, David, so I looked through in anticipation of us talking, and I found some passages that I really thought applied to what's going on now. And yesterday, I actually posted 2 articles from my blogging platform that I thought that were about using the time wisely during this quarantine. And so I found some similar things in your book that I thought were worth highlighting and discussing. And so originally I was going to go over into the dating space, but just for the sake of time, I think we'll just stick with these health and
okay.
use of time ones. So I'll read. These are short, and we can kind of hit these back and forth a little bit.
Okay.
You can tell us where you came up with these ideas and if you actually see these things.
All right.
So this one is called, this is in chapter 4, which is health. So No Friday Foolishness. Take time for yourself today, no matter what. Screw others that disagree. This is from you. Everyone is entitled to have time to themselves, regardless of how anyone thinks and feels about the situation. Sometimes you have to do what makes you happy, and that is the only thing that matters. If you have a problem with what I'm doing, then remove yourself silently from my world. When you have the opportunity to take time for yourself, what do you do? And this kind of spoke to me because now everyone has time to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when you wrote this, were you thinking that people don't, or people weren't taking time for themselves? Or
Yeah, I think when I wrote it, I think that thought also came from when I used to work at this summer program at Johns Hopkins University. It was a Center for Talented Youth, and I was at this site in Bristol, Rhode Island, and one of the supervisors, because we were there around the clock, the admin team 24/7, but her big thing was always to tell us, hey, take some time for yourself. Leave the campus, go work out, hey, go have a drink, do something, because you can't get bottled down with doing your day-to-day job, or even your family could consume you a lot. Everybody needs that time to themselves to do something that you're passionate about, that you enjoy. And if my thing is, if somebody has a problem with it, then that's on them. But if it fulfills you and make you happy, you should do it, long as it's not harming no one or, being constructive. Not constructive, destructive, then it shouldn't be a problem. And I think everybody needs that outlet.
mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So I think, so right now, all of us have had spare time forced on us. And I know there are a lot of people, wondering when they're going to get their stimulus check and how they're going to pay bills, for the next couple of months, and just in general, what life is going to be like after this, whatever this is, subsides. But I think that for everyone's peace of mind, it would be worth thinking about, in this time for yourself, what can you do constructively? What can you start? What can you create? What can you build? What books can you write? those kinds of things. What good can you do with this time? So I'm going to jump ahead to chapter 5, which is education. So under No Friday Foolishness, it says, oh, this is a good one. Stop chasing popularity and likes on social media. Chase your dreams to accomplish them. It will mean more in the end. And then under Controversial Counselor, it says, people are living in the day and age that it's good, that it's important to be validated with likes on social media instead of being someone of consistent substance. Popularity dies off, but consistency can last forever. So stop chasing popularity and appreciate things from the heart. You will be more connected. What is your biggest dream you want or have accomplished? How can you utilize social media to help you accomplish your goal? Yeah, what inspired this one?
Well, I even look at myself. I mean, I have my moments where, I might get a lot of feedback, some likes. Then I have moments that I don't get anything. Then I see people who post foolish stuff and people just go on clicking it, liking it. And I'm like, what is this? What is this about? But my whole thing has never been likes, because if one person like it or it resonates in one person's heart or mind, I'm just going to be consistent with my approach. So I've been pretty much attacking using my brand for the past 6 years, delivering the same consistent message. And all it takes is that one person for it to fall in their lap, and hey, it could change your whole world around. So that's kind of my mindset. I don't do stuff for likes and popularity like many people decide to do, because they want to. That validates them. That doesn't validate me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting because, yeah, you definitely see there are definitely people who are seeking and getting and hoping to get validation on Facebook and particularly on Instagram. There's a whole other party going on Instagram. Have you heard that since this whole thing started, some ladies have stepped up their how should I say this? Their bikini game, their twerking game, they've stepped all that up over on Instagram as a way to fundraise.
Oh yeah, actually, I had someone sent me a listing of the prices that they had, and it can go from $10 to $300, and I'm like, they're definitely trying to take advantage of people not going out, meeting people socially, and also with the fear of getting with somebody randomly or whatever the case is, worried about getting the coronavirus. So these women are definitely, like I said, got a long list of agenda of things that they do, and I'm pretty sure they're capitalizing on some man that said, hey, I'll spend 50 here, or send me $20 for this video, or nude picture, or whatever the case is. So hey, they're doing it, and I'm sure it's people out there spending.
And there's also this thing called, and again, I don't indulge in any of this stuff, so I'm hearing all this through word of mouth. But apparently, there's something else called Backpage, and Backpage was, if I read correctly, it was initially used for things like listing vacant rental properties and for, I'll say legitimate business transactions.
Yeah.
But even that's been co-opted for basically the selling of sex and sexual images. So the social media drug is definitely it's real. And so what I'm observing, I'm sure you've observed the same thing, is that you have different classes of people. You have people who are seeking validation, and you have people who are airing all of their personal business on social media. And then you have people who are seeking to use it to grow whatever business venture that they have. And I think I fall under that last group because I stopped years ago from posting my personal stuff on there because that can get very, very messy.
Yeah, and it's also sometimes it's troublesome to go back to the Instagram thing where you see, not to pick on women, but you see some of them and they have over 50, 100,000 followers. Then you have someone that's serious about what they do or putting out content that could be helpful. And they might help. I mean, I've been hovering around the 1,000 mark for years. Actually, I just got over the 1,000 mark recently, but it's kind of like you have followers, then they'll drop off, then people will come back, but it's not no big increase. And I do believe that some of them, they buy followers. I know that they could do that because my students talk about it, and I see some of their pages that they show me, and I'm like, how do you have 50,000 followers? You don't even know 50,000 people, but I think people are buying them as well.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting, and this folds into actually no, that passage is two ahead. But what's interesting is that what's strange, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but I've experienced this. And you'll have someone's phone number, or you'll have each other's phone numbers, and they will only communicate with you on social media. They'll reach out to you via DM, or you'll call them, or you'll text them, and they won't text you back or say anything back, but you'll see them posting. Or you'll have their number and you'll call, but they'll respond by DMing you or something else. Yeah. So there's a lot of strange things, and there are reasons why they're probably doing that, which we won't get into now. But there's a lot of strange dynamics that this whole thing has created.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, you think about it. Like if I text you, then I would expect maybe a text back. But some people, it depends. If you text them, they might decide to call you, or vice versa, or go into your DM. Hey, I see I missed your call. Okay, why are you DMing? Why didn't you just call me back? So it's a lot of that flip flopping around, or whatever the case is as far as that.
Yeah, it's a much different world. I was talking to a buddy earlier on here, and it's a much different world than it was 10, 20 years ago, where people, a lot of the women are looking for validation. They take these pictures to the side so you can see I'm 50 years old. I still got my figure, and I'm fabulous at 50, and it's just an amazing world we live in now.
No question.
So this is from